Hello everyone. Today we present to you the top 5 survival games released on mobile. Before watching the video, put a like and subscribe to the channel. Enjoy the video.
Please fasten your seatbelts.
Lost in Blue, an online game with a size of 1.5 gigabytes, available on Android and iPhone. Lost in Blue is a 3D survival MMORPG that puts you in control of a survivor of a terrible plane crash. Here's the recap: an airplane full of passengers crashed on a heavenly island, or so it seems. It won't take you long to discover that the island is anything but paradise. Both the mechanics and the development of Lost in Blue are very reminiscent of the popular game Last Day on Earth and other similar titles. The main difference is that this time your mission is to survive on an island full of monsters, much like the infected on The Last of Us. To survive, make sure you collect food and water, as well as many other elements that you can use to build a raft to escape and a shelter to spend the nights, among other things, and of course, you also have to make all kinds of weapons and armor. Lost in Blue is a great survival game, which stands out mainly for its amazing setting, which is halfway between the TV show Lost and The Last of Us. The game's graphics also deserve a special mention, with majestic scenery and spectacular character models, especially the monsters.
I've been just fine living life with the noose and in my mind all I hear is music. Watching your mouth move, damn you look stupid. I feel like everyone's a stranger. Small talk with your narcissistic neighbor. She's real hot but they say to never date her. Ha, I agree but you did and I hate her.
Dawn of Isles, an online game with a size of 2.2 gigabytes, available on Android and iPhone. Dawn of Isles is a 3D MMORPG set in a fantasy world. In this game, you explore enormous scenarios however you want, interacting with hundreds of characters, collecting tons of resources and fighting against all kinds of monsters in real time. Before you begin playing, you create your own character by choosing from 4 different classes: warrior, explorer, dancer and mage. You can also change the way your character looks down to the smallest detail. You can start traveling between the world's different islands, and that's where the adventure begins. From then on, you can also interact with other players and ask for help completing especially difficult missions. Dawn of Isles is an outstanding MMORPG with production value that's truly amazing for a smartphone game. It's an epic game with sublime graphics that can hold its own with desktop games, plus an exciting setting. The combat system is also much more complex and fun than in other games in this genre. Horror Show Online Survival, an online game with a size of 450 megabytes, available on Android and iPhone. You find yourself in an abandoned town with 3 other nighttime thrill seekers, but it's not long before you realize you wandered straight into the cursed playground of a depraved. Team up with your fellow survivors and figure out a way to escape the nightmare town in the multiplayer survival game. Remember, you can heal your friends and help each other escape the cage in case you've been captured. Follow the rules of survival, or get dead by daylight. Invite your friends to play the multiplayer horror game together. Pick characters and play your role to win the horror brawl faster. Together with 5 players in the same horror field, unexpected moments and unforgettable emotions await you around every corner. You'll never forget that horror escape. Horror Show isn't one of the horror games for kids with Granny, Evil Nun, or Jason playing the leading role. It takes guts to win in the scary multiplayer games with friends. Burning Dead, an offline game with a size of 1 gigabyte, available on Android and iPhone. Burning Dead is a first-person action game where you play as Mike, a survivor of the zombie apocalypse, who has just one objective: to rescue his daughter, who was taken from him before everything hit the fan. The problem is that your adventure begins deep in the mountains, and the only way to get out of there is by avoiding waves of zombies. The controls in Burning Dead are simple. Your character moves automatically and even climbs and jumps when needed. You don't have to worry about aiming your weapon since it's always pointed straight ahead. All you have to do is tap the screen to attack, slide your finger down to reload, and slide your finger to the side to change weapons. Mike can handle everything else. The levels in Burning Dead last just a minute or two, but unlike many other action games for mobile, they're pretty difficult. It's hard to get to the end of the level without at least one of the zombies sinking its teeth into your skin. Luckily, throughout the story, you can find hidden objects like first aid kits, firearms, and extra ammunition. Burning Dead is an excellent action game that takes you on a terrifying first-person adventure. This game has great graphics and a large variety of weapons, including machine guns, revolvers, shotguns, crossbows, and more, all of which you'll uncover as you beat levels and watch the story progress. Project RIP Mobile, an offline game with a size of 800 megabytes, available on Android and iPhone. Life as we know doesn't exist. Hordes of undead and demons have emerged and now rule the earth. The human race was forced to live in underground shelters in order to survive. To take what used to be theirs, humanity gathered forces and established small specialized teams to eliminate the threat. This action was called Project Rest in Pieces, aka RIP. Killing the undying would not be enough. Instead, humanity developed an extremely advanced AI technology to manipulate specialized forces, now called agents, in order to command from headquarters. Using this advanced technology, AI called by Project's name, RIP, managed to capture the leftover souls of the undead to perform improvements on agents' gear, weaponry, but also on their strength and abilities. The game has 20 weapons to choose from and high-quality graphics. I highly recommend you to download it.